is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Sunday nights this winter, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Now with the Xfinity TV Go app, you can watch live TV anytime. It's never been easier with so many networks all in one place. Get live TV whenever you want. The Xfinity TV Go app, now with live TV on the go. Enjoy over Wi-Fi or on Verizon Wireless 4G LTE. Plus, enjoy special savings when you purchase any new Verizon Wireless smartphone or tablet from Comcast. Visit Comcast.com/wireless to learn more.
Sheila, you see this ball control? You see this, right? It's 80% confidence and 64% knee brace.
That's more. Shh.
I know that's more than 100%, but that's what winners give. Now bicycle kick your old 401k into an IRA.
I know.
Listen, just get TD Ameritrade's rollover consultants on the horn. They'll guide you through the whole process. It's simple. Even she could do it. Whatever, Janet.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
1-800-499-6188 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. The all-new season continues tonight at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Hallmark. Life is a special occasion.
It's only for a couple of nights, okay?
Yep.
It's my parents' rules.
Baby?
Can I help you?
No. I just brought a card.
For me? She'll love it.
Thanks.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
20 past the hour, heavy storm moving through Glacier National Park Friday night in Montana. So strong, bringing down some massive trees, although that wasn't it. But now you have it, bringing down some massive trees on several buildings. Yeah. Thankfully, nobody hurt. Park covered in snow.
It's still open, though. Hikers are trading in their hiking boots for snowshoes and cross-country skis. For people that don't typically spend a lot of times outdoors in the winter, they think, how can people last in that stuff? But you really work up a lot of body sweat and heat.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's find out if you're going to be working up through a sweat through some winter weather with Carl Parker.
Where's this going? This could go bad really quick. But we're going to go to Carl Parker to find out where you're going to need all that gear layered up. Carl?
Hey guys, so what we've got is freezing rain that's ongoing right now in parts of the middle Mississippi Valley. Here's the front that is pressed down. There's warm air overriding that. So there are spotty freezing rain showers right now. We don't expect a lot of accumulation. It's generally going to be less than 1/4 inch. So not a real big problem as regards power lines or trees, tree limbs coming down. But it's going to cause problems on the roads, especially on the overpasses and the bridges. Watch out there along 55 and points farther eastward as well. Here are the advisories that are in place. Freezing rain advisories, southern Illinois, southwest Indiana, and southeastern parts of Missouri. Now, going into the northeast Wednesday, we expect Tuesday into Wednesday, the cold air is going to be in place in the low levels similarly and bumping right up into the Appalachians, and with warm air overriding that, we expect that there will be freezing rain here, western parts of Virginia and right up through Pennsylvania. Al, step back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Carl. There's tremendous anticipation at Florida's Kennedy Space Center because NASA's getting ready to test launch its Orion spacecraft this week.
It's a ship that could one day carry astronauts to the moon and even deeper into space than ever before.
As NBC's Tom Costello explains, this launch comes at such a critical time for the space industry.
Sitting on the launch pad in Florida, the spacecraft that represents NASA's next frontier. On Thursday, a critical unmanned test of the Orion crew vehicle. Riding atop a Delta IV rocket, Orion will roar through the atmosphere and travel 3,600 miles into space. Then orbit the Earth twice before beginning the journey back to Earth. 4,000-degree temperatures on re-entry and a long drop into the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Mexico.
We intend to test ourselves on this mission, and we intend to test our spacecraft before we put humans on board.
The goal for Orion to one day carry 4 astronauts well beyond the space station to the moon and perhaps Mars. This NASA test flight comes just a month after the tragic death of a Virgin Galactic pilot in California and the explosion of an unmanned commercial rocket on a resupply mission to the space station.
Got main engines at 100.
That company, Orbital Sciences, is now changing its engine design.
Space is critical to the future of this country and to the world. And so we're going to continue to build these and figure out how to do it better and safer.
And liftoff, the final liftoff of Atlantis.
It's been 3 years since America's final space shuttle flight. Since then, the U.S. has paid Russia $71 million per ride to carry American astronauts to the space station. Given the current relationship with Russia, many Americans say putting cargo and astronauts on an American rocket can't come soon enough. Former NASA chief Michael Griffin.
I would not willingly see my country dependent upon any other country for a strategic capability like human spaceflight.
But veteran astronaut Steve Robinson insists geopolitics rarely extend to space.
Because the fact of the matter is, for a program such as the International Space Station, neither country can do it alone. We need each other.
NASA has given commercial space companies the job of eventually sending astronauts and supplies to the station. With Orion, NASA hopes to go very deep and very long. Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
Oh, how great would that be?
It would be really cool.
Well, last week was the busiest travel week of the year.
Yes, but today and tomorrow are the single busiest days. Expect long lines on the road and at the airport as a holiday glow wears off.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Some things fall short on quality. And some things are all about quality. Like the Hyundai Elantra, one of 3 Hyundai models to receive a J.D. Power Award for initial quality. Right now, during Hyundai holidays, take advantage of our best offers of the season.
Get the Hyundai Elantra for 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash.
For a crowd this big, your everyday dishes will only go so far. Literally. You had to go deep into the cupboard. Embarrassingly deep. Can this mismatch mess be conquered by a little bit of dish liquid? It can if it's Dawn Ultra. It's more concentrated. Just 1 bottle has the grease cleaning power of 2 bottles of this bargain brand. Here's to the overextended family gathering. Dawn, it's amazing what a drop can do.
Discover card. Hey, so I'm looking at my bill and my FICO credit score is on here. We give you your FICO score each month for free. Awesome sauce.
Wow. The only person I know that says that is Lisa.
Julie?
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Get the IT card and see your FICO credit score.
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness history as NASA launches the spacecraft that will take astronauts to Mars. Visit tourksc.com for launch viewing tickets.
She's still the one for you, and Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Hi, I'm new Ensure Active Clear Protein drink.
Clear, huh?
I'm not juice or fancy water. I've got 8 grams of protein.
New Ensure Active Clear Protein. 8 grams protein, 0 fat. Ensure. Take life in.
The Weather Channel's hit show Prospectors is back for a 3rd season, and we're celebrating with a Prospectors giveaway.
Oh my God!
Last week to enter at weather.com/prospectors for your chance to win $5,000 in precious gems, plus another $5,000 in cash. Prospectors Season 3 premieres Sunday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
This morning on Wake Up With Al, we've got a wintry mess as you start the work week. Some of us in the Ohio Valley could be looking at light freezing rain, making roads a little difficult, and maybe even have to de-ice some airplanes.
And we start the month of December. Yes, it's December 1st with another blast of cold Arctic air. Parts of the Midwest and Plains seeing temperature drops of up to 25 degrees. So how long is this cold going to stick around?
And the stars of the next hot show on Netflix, Marco
Polo,
joins us live, shooting all over the world in some pretty rough weather. How the crews dealt with it all as the power hour of Wake Up With Al rolls on.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up With Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Good morning, everybody. December 1st. Where's it gone?
I bet you that's the first time they've heard that, though.
Wow. Exactly.
Marco Polo.
Yeah, well, we're going to be talking with the stars about that in just a little bit. But we want to get you the top 3 weather stories as you head out the door, especially if you're heading home or you got somebody heading home after the long holiday weekend. Unfortunately, that's right. Wintry mess along the front. Give them that doggy bag of stuffing and turkey and get them out of here. Look at this. Freezing rain along I-44. 55 and 64 from St. Louis, Evansville, Cape Girardeau, all the way into Fayetteville. And along that front behind it, we've got an Arctic blast. Look at these highs for today. 8 in Minneapolis. It's 1 right now. 36 Oklahoma City, 32 in Detroit. And good news, even though it's a bit of a mess out west, they will welcome this rain from the Pacific Northwest all the way down to San Diego, upwards of 3 to 5 inches. and locally could see even more than that, Steph.
It is a rainy season, so we're getting in and we certainly need it. Let's talk about the wintry mess and take you into the D.C. area this morning. It's going to be a fairly gloomy week in the nation's capital with this very slow-moving front, though. Look at the sun starting to rise. Look at those colors. Do you know what causes the colors in the atmosphere?
Pollution.
Well, that's one thing, but the different particles. It can also be good things like sea salt and whatnot, Roker. It doesn't have to be pollution. But pollution
Particulate matter.
Particulate matter. But pollution does make for a really good sunrise or sunset because of all the different particles and the way the light goes through them. Anyhow, here into D.C., we could see that wintry mix to rain for our Tuesday. Today, not as bad, but it looks like tomorrow it's going to be much worse. So let's talk about the difference between rain, snow, and sleet. I always say the atmosphere is like a hamburger. So everyone picture your favorite hamburger, cheeseburger, whatever it is right now, okay? So you're picturing it, right? We live at the bottom bun, and there's different layers throughout the atmosphere. So for snow to occur, you need to have the top bun cold, the lettuce layer, the onion, the tomato, the patty, all the way to the bottom bun. That whole hamburger is cold, and it will snow. Now, if you have sleet, you have the cold air, say, around the top bun, the onion. But once you get down around, say, the patty layer, it's a little bit warmer, so it melts, but then the bottom bun is cold, so it refreezes. So you do get that sleet. Remember, sleet has a beat. It's these little pellets that kind of bounce, and they make a little noise. Now, for freezing rain, you have warm air through majority of your hamburger, and then right at the bottom bun, right where we are, is where the cold air is. So you have that moisture that freezes on contact, and then, of course, for rain, you have just a warm hamburger or cheeseburger, just how we like it, right? Just out of the oven, and that's how you get the rain. So we have had reports of freezing rain in St. Louis, also into Springfield, only about 1/10 of an inch. Now, that, of course, could cause problems for driving, but we're not going to see any massive power outages or massive issues like that. Through the day, that frozen stuff's going to move east because the front moves, and we also get a little warming, so that could be helping us out a little bit, and that frozen stuff will move a little bit northbound. But tomorrow, it's going to be much, much worse here throughout the mid-Atlantic. But all that cold air is coming from somewhere, and Roker has the answer to where all that's coming from.
That's right. Thanks to our friends from Canada. Right now, we look at KFOR's shot of Oklahoma City, 26 degrees right now, and that front shows the story. There it is, that dividing line. Warmer air ahead of it, colder air behind it, thanks to this big area of high pressure that's dipping down, and as it does, bringing those winds out from the north. The coldest air is going to stay banked up over the northern interior states, but it will get down into parts of northern Texas. Right now, it's 15 in Amarillo, 38 in Dallas. That's nothing to sneeze at, although you might be sneezing. 19 in Wichita, St. Louis, 27 degrees. As we move into the afternoon hours, it only gets up to 35 in Amarillo, 43 in Dallas, 32 in St. Louis, and 42 in Denver. Tomorrow, warming up a bit. Dallas gets up to 50, 43 in St. Louis, and also in Kansas City. Oklahoma City, your average 55 today, nowhere near it. A little bit closer tomorrow and Wednesday, but still just a tad below.
Did you notice on the Oklahoma City tower cam, didn't it look like it was Christmas tree lights, like they were all different colors?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah,
I wonder if they are, if that was just the camera.
Oh, good. Just lucked out. All right. Well, for a lot of flyers on Sunday, it was holiday travel woes round 2. More than 4,000 delays across the U.S. with nearly 600 cancellations.
All as 46 million plus travelers were headed home from Thanksgiving. Reagan Medji is live at New York's LaGuardia Airport. Much better today, Reagan, than relative to Wednesday when everyone was moving out.
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of like a smooth move here. And Eric has decided to join me, and I grabbed him just when he was getting out of his mom's car, right? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Now, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Connecticut.
And where are you going? Okay, where are you going to?
St. Louis.
Why?
I go to college, WashU, St. Louis.
Oh, what are you studying?
Computer science and computer engineering.
So what time, when did you came in for Thanksgiving break, right?
Yeah.
When did you decide that you were coming in? When did you actually arrive? Wednesday of last week? Okay, so we were talking earlier about Wednesday being an icky, awful day. Did you arrive here in LaGuardia?
Yes.
Tell me about that day for you, because today is a completely different scenario.
Oh, yeah. When I got here, it was a snowstorm. My flight was almost delayed for a couple hours. And actually, it was like raining just horribly at that time. So it wasn't even a snowstorm. It was just like horrible slush the entire time.
So what do you think about today when you're leaving in this beautiful like this? I mean, it's like in the 50s.
Yeah, it's much nicer. I opened the door this morning and I expected it to be really cold, and it was actually a really nice day out.
Sweet.
So it's pretty nice.
Awesome, Eric, look at that. He had no idea it was going to be on live TV with the Weather Channel. Man, you did great. You enjoy the rest of your time back and getting into college, right?
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck with your studies. I'm glad I'm out of that. Well, back to you guys. I did my broadcasting career at Temple University. I'm good. I don't need to worry about studying anymore.
Reagan, I like the guy you were blocking over there who was trying to get a smoke and try to get his bag checked in.
It happens. That poor guy going back to St. Louis, though, where they have some freezing rain. It could be some delays there.
All right, well, no delay in bringing you our MSNBC News headlines.
Melissa Raybaker joining us.
And that kid has a story to tell now, doesn't he? Right? Good morning, everybody. Here's what's happening right now. Tears of joy mark the end of a 4-year-old nightmare. In 2010, this Florida mother reported her son missing after he didn't return from a visit with his father. Well, on Saturday, police found the 13-year-old boy hidden behind a fake wall outside of an Atlanta home. They say he was able to contact his mother through a cell phone that he had found. His father and stepmother appeared in court on charges of obstruction, false imprisonment, and child cruelty yesterday. They were both denied bail and will appear in court again next week. Renewed anger on the streets of Hong Kong. Police arrested 40 protesters after they tried again to surround government buildings and block a main highway. At one point, police began using pepper spray on protesters who would not disperse. And no playing around at this expo in London. Some of the world's best Lego builders put these pretty intricate sculptures together. Fans of the toy also got a crack at making their own designs brick by brick. Can you imagine the patience that takes?
I don't have it in me.
Crazy stuff. All I can say is, everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. It's from the Lego movie.
Song?
It's from the Lego movie. Anyway. Melissa, thank you so much. They have no idea what to do, Keith. No idea.
You know what, Al, I'm usually with you in your references. I missed that one too, but at least you cleared it up for us. Let's talk about the Northeast today. Most spots pretty good. There's actually a front coming through, but not much moisture in this part of the front. So we're going to end up with just some clouds. Temperatures near 60, though, in Boston ahead of that front, and then some showers down towards D.C. That's generally light stuff and certainly not frozen, with those temperatures staying in the 50s. So Portland, Maine looking good today. 53. We'll take that this time of the year, down into the 30s tonight. That's nothing unusual, though. Southeast looking good today. Temperatures starting in the 40s, and there will be some showers off to our west, but they won't really get into much of the southeast through the afternoon. So Atlanta, Montgomery, all looking good. Temperatures upper 60s, low 70s. Looks like we'll stay warm through the entire week. Stay with us. More Wake Up with Al after the break.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything from LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee. So while they keep guessing, you know that we'll take it back or replace it. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
How could switchgrass in Argentina change engineering in Dubai, aluminum production in South Africa, and the aerospace industry in the U.S.? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 70% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
You get sick, you can't breathe through your nose. Suddenly, you're a mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than cold medicines alone, so you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe Right.
This is a map of the pressure points on my feet.
I had flat feet. I learned where the stress was at the Dr. Scholl's Foot Mapping Center. Then I got my number, which matched the custom-fit orthotic inserts with the right support.
Go to drscholl's.com for locations and save $10.
I'm a believer.
Ring, ring.
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow-simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
Break the ice with breath-freshening, cooling crystals. Icebreakers.
All right, listen up. Out on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
There's important work to be done. And only some able to do it. Can you make the cut?
You don't need to think about the energy that makes our lives possible. Because we do. We're ExxonMobil, and powering the world responsibly is our job. Because boiling an egg isn't as simple as just boiling an egg. Life takes energy. Energy lives here.
Good morning, San Francisco. Our highs today will be in the upper 60s to cap off your day. Wet roads, this is great news. I mean, we are seeing one of the most significant droughts in California we've seen in years. So we'll take the rain. It is the rainy season, and there's more where that came from.
That's right. As we watch this big storm system off the West Coast, it is going to power in and set up a ton of rain, which they desperately need.
Yeah, they do. It's like a super soaker. You know, just give it some pumps and then let it rip. That's what's going to happen as we head throughout the day today. And we'll see the snow into the Sierra, which is much needed as well. A lot of skiers out there, and then of course it melts and you get more water for California.
Good news. This is the rainy season, as you said, so this is good news. Well, speaking of good news, our next guests are the stars of a highly anticipated Netflix original series, Marco Polo, set to premiere next Friday.
And now the series covers the early life of the 13th century explorer over 10 episodes.
Lorenzo Risame and Chin Han, thank you for waking up with us.
Oh, thank you. Good morning.
And Lorenzo, this is you're an Italian actor. This is your first major English-speaking role. You just learned English, what, 6 months ago?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I didn't know English before, so I traveled a lot. I was able to order a meal, not more than that. So, yes, I learned English in 6 weeks before we start shooting.
In 6 weeks?
But actually, you know, we shot chronologically. So at the beginning, my English is pretty dirty with the Italian accent, and at the end of it, it's pretty fluent. So
now, when you say dirty, no.
Dirty.
No, dirty. You brought it up to the
American way. They took me the English way, I'm sorry. The proper British accent.
Ah, all right. Well, Chin Han, for a lot of folks know you. They've seen you in The Dark Knight, a number of movies. Yeah. You've been listed as one of the great actors in China. We appreciate you stopping by. But tell us about this role. You play Kublai Khan in 13th century China.
No, well, I play the nemesis of Kublai
during
Khan.
The reign of Kublai Khan.
During the reign of Kublai Khan, Jasidao, and he's the one man standing between, you know, Kublai and the Chinese Empire. So it's been fun. And then Marco Polo unwittingly stumbles into this crazy situation.
How many times have you guys said, or is it said Marco Polo? Has it been like flying around the set?
I didn't know it. So please.
So you didn't know the old swimming game.
Now, you guys shot Italy, Kazakhstan, Malaysia. Any types of freaky weather that you ran into?
Yes. So
Well, I mean, you did Kazakhstan, where sometimes there are 2 seasons in a day, right?
Yeah, in Kazakhstan, in 15 minutes is like super sunny day and then super heavy snowstorm.
Wow.
And it happened like during that shot, this shot with all these guys here.
Yeah.
I was in the middle, and we have like the last shot of me, the last close-up, and it was like all black and all the wind blowing.
Did they have to reshoot it? They let it go? Or?
No, we were holding all the tent of the video village. Literally, John Fusco, the creator, was like holding it like, oh, we have to get it, we have to get it.
This has got. Was it a lot of fun doing something like this, and all these different locales, all this different kind of weather?
Yeah, I mean, you're play acting, right? You're in like a giant theme park, because we're dressed also in amazing 13th century outfits, you know, every day, and it's
not so comfortable for Malaysia.
Yeah. What was the hardest part of it? Because it is from a different time. You're riding horses, you're holding different, you know, there's a lot of training that usually goes into that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. I was totally new of all of it. And so, yeah, the 6 weeks I told you before was like 10 hours training from archery, sword fighting, kung fu,
What do you like the best?
Horse riding.
Horse riding.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mongolian wrestling.
And Mongolian wrestling.
Mongolian
What's
wrestling?
Mongolian wrestling?
Can you show me a Mongolian wrestling?
Come on.
No anticipation. You will see it on the show.
All right.
Wow.
I would have paid good money to see
I would have paid good money to see a little Mongolian wrestling going on.
Yeah, all right. Unlike Mongolian barbecue, which is awful tasty.
That is true.
All right. All 10
Maybe you could
episodes
wrestle and
of
eat barbecue.
Marco Polo will be released on Netflix next Friday.
All right, let's go over to Keith Carson. Maybe we'll get some Mongolian wrestling tips while he's doing the 7-day.
I don't even know what that is. All right, let's talk about the 7-day forecast. Hey, yeah, we got a little bit of ice here through parts of the Ohio Valley, kind of moving northeastward. By tomorrow, it's all but the west. Heavy rain there, very welcome. All good news for them. They need rain. They're going to get 3 to 5 inches. Continuing to rain on Wednesday. There's some showers in through the Ohio Valley as well as we head into Thursday. Mainly rain, but a little bit of an icy mix. Overall, our pattern kind of shifting to a little bit of a warmer one for the beginning of December. So it's rain from Dallas all the way towards New York on Friday. Al, Steph?
All right, thanks so much, Keith. Well, a lot of us see warm temperatures in the last few days.
Sorry, I'm learning about Mongolian wrestling.
Okay.
Over here.
Up next, the next chance of snow in the Northeast when we come back.
Yeah.
There is no car in this accident. Because there was no accident. Volvo's most advanced accident avoidance systems ever. The future of safety from the company that has always brought you the future of safety. Give the gift of Volvo this season, and we'll give you your first month's payment on us.
Why do you want to switch to Walmart Family Mobile? Unlimited talk, text, and web for just $34.88 a month?
Honey, we got unlimited internet. Look at that. What should we do?
I mean, we could pin, post, tweet, snap, tag, check, and share. Oh.
Why don't you do whatever you just said on your own phone?
Because you need to do more without paying more. Get connected with Walmart Family Mobile, our lowest price unlimited plan for just $34.88 a month. The plan you want, online and in-store. Save money, live better, Walmart.
Everyone sees the same sky. But when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Breaking wind and average fleece. Breaking wind and Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. 3 gust-busting layers. 1 beefed-up fleece. Get one. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
Critics are raving about Exodus Gods and Kings. A moving human story.
You've honored me with your trust!
On an epic scale.
Follow me! You will be free!
A masterpiece. Exodus, rated PG-13.
How does the Dyson Ball vacuum at only $449 have better overall performance across all floors than any other vacuum?
This is an example of how we test machines. It proves ours has stronger suction than this vacuum. In fact, it has the strongest suction of any vacuum. Our ball technology turns on the spot, and with its wider cleaner head, you can cover the room faster.
Order today and you'll receive a free flat-out tool and free durable tool bag, even free shipping to your door at buydyson.com.
This holiday season, we want to spread a little happiness. We make it easy for you to get all your gifts now with FlexPay, a free and easy way to divide your purchases into monthly payments with any credit or debit card. You get your gifts home now and pay them off later with no additional fees. Shop happy this holiday season with HSN gift cards, extended returns, and you can easily track your packages at hsn.com. Gift happy this holiday, only on HSN.
Is our way of saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
At just about 53 minutes past the hour, welcome back into Wake Up With Al. Coming up tomorrow on the program, it's the time of season when the flu bug starts to work around your office or school. So what you need to know to avoid the bug. Plus, does all this cold weather make you yearn for an island vacation? Condé Nast joins us in studio with the best winter island getaways. I'm getting warm and toasty already. Someone who's still feeling the cold is Carl Parker, who is in the weather lab to talk more about the winter weather that we're seeing mainly right through the center of the country. But Carl, it's moving east. We a lot of times have to look west to see what's coming our way.
Yeah, exactly right. And we've been getting some reports of accidents around the St. Louis metro with the freezing rain there. That is going to be a worry tomorrow in the Appalachians from Western Virginia and West Virginia up through Pennsylvania. And all of this courtesy of this next round of cold air that's coming down. And here's a look at the last 12 hours of temperatures in the Central Plains. We went from the 70s there in the Metroplex all the way down into the 30s. Very sharp boundary, and the warm air continues to come up and just over top of that very low level cold air. So right in here in purple, that's where the freezing rain is occurring. That's now in southern parts of Missouri, and you notice here that these showers continue to drive into areas south of 44 and across 55. And again, we are getting reports of some traffic accidents around St. Louis. A little bit of freezing rain and sleet being reported right now. The accumulations are generally going to be lower, so this shouldn't be an issue as far as power outages, but certainly a concern on the roads, especially on the overpasses and the bridges. Freezing rain advisories in effect on the western end of the Ohio Valley and down into the Mississippi Valley as well. Now, tomorrow and Wednesday, you've got this strong high to the north there in the northeast, driving cold air down, and and right along the east side of the Appalachians and even over the Appalachians in some cases. So this is what that looks like. And the cold air is very dense, and that's why it's got a really shallow layer right near the ground. So it's really trapped right near the ground, and that allows warmer air as it moves in from the southwest to override that cold air. And that's how we get rain that develops in that slightly warmer air and then falls down into the sub-freezing air and freezes on contact. So that is really going to be the worry tomorrow there in parts of West Virginia and Western Virginia, and then up into Pennsylvania as well. 81 could be a very tricky drive tomorrow. That will then lift up into southern parts of New England and move up into northern New England during the day on Tuesday. Steph, over to you.
All right, Carl, thank you. We want to take you now region by region, hour by hour. You can see at the top upper right-hand corner of your screen, that's hour by hour. Really starting off quite nice here into the northeast, but things are going to go a little bit downhill as we have this front trying to get in. It's slow moving. It's not super potent, but there's certainly some moisture associated with it. First into the mid-Atlantic. Now into the south we go. Memphis, you'll get in on that front too, because this stretches from the northeast all the way back towards the plains. Otherwise, looking pretty comfortable. Memphis, you feel the cold and the rain though with this front, while everyone else stays dry and on the mild side. Speaking of cold, we've got it here in the Midwest. It is like a two-glove kind of day, maybe gloves and then mittens over that. They say use mittens because it keeps your fingers together and warmer as opposed to them being separate. That keeps your fingers actually cooler, because think about it, like when you're cold, you just huddle together with everyone. You don't want to stand alone like a single finger, right? You want to be in a mitten all close together. I don't know, that's the way to think about it. Cold also all the way down into Texas. We're feeling that chill too. All right, Al, over to you.
Steph, thanks so much. Time to check in what's coming up on this morning's AMHQ. Sam Champion still in a tryptophan coma from eating too much turkey. So we bring in the lovely Maria La Rosa. Hello, Maria.
Good morning, Al. Yes, completely shaken off the turkey coma, but working on a lot for you this morning. Coming up on AMHQ, we are live at LaGuardia Airport in New York City with the latest on travel troubles as crowds return home after Thanksgiving. Chicago's Midway security line reportedly over over a mile long on Sunday. Yikes. FlightAware this morning reporting more than 1,300 delays already. Sunday, 7,000 delays. Our own Reagan Medji live with her eyes on the skies. And travel a little better on some major California roads. Rains there unleashing destructive mudslides, rocks tumbling onto roads, damaging vehicles. A part of the Pacific Coast Highway closed due to the slides. We have the forecast there with even more rain on the way. So we'll check on the roads there. Plus our social media call, #MyWeather. Ask us for your personal forecast for that special event, and you could get it on right here on AMHQ all morning long. So we're delivering, Al, coming up in just a few minutes.
Maria, I like your landscape of an outfit there.
Thank
the mountains,
you.
The trees.
I'm one with nature today.
Yes, you are. All right, Maria, thank you so much. And that does it for us on Wake Up With Al.
We'll see you back here tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m.
That's right. Have a good day, everybody.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, that was your local weather. Amazing starts here this morning on AMHQ.
Sam Champion taking some time off this morning. We want to get a look at the big picture, show you all the players involved in the weather over the next 24 hours. We're going to start by laying all of the data on the floor. You know, the West Coast really big weather story over the weekend with all of that rain, getting a teeny bit of a break, but that is still going to be our big story for the West. More rain coming with another big system headed straight for the West Coast. What's going to add up to is, yes, more much needed rain, but we've seen some problems with the mudslides, so we'll keep an eye on this, but maybe as much as 2 to 3 inches in a lot of spots, including from Northern California all the way down to Southern California. Then we hit up the midsection, and that high pressure so far has been in control, but it's also been bringing a lot of Arctic air. We're talking Arctic invasion to the max, because all of that cold air has made it all the way down to Dallas. 43 degrees for your high temperature. You just dropped 11 degrees in the last hour. So it is here. It is knocking on the door. And of course, those northerly winds not helping to warm us up just yet. That high pressure is going to be in control in the northeast for now, but it's keeping things certainly cool. And that low layer of cool, you know what happens this time of year? You get a little bit of moisture here, and that leads to some wintry mix from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, West Virginia, Northern Virginia, including up into D.C., even in the New York metro area. We're talking about the possibility of some of that sleet. We're going to keep a close eye on this time frame again being for tomorrow. So for now, that high pressure is in control, Mike, but things are going to be changing certainly as we go through the next 24.
All right, so we're going to watch that very closely, Maria, because it could be a really dicey situation. We're going to take you into St. Louis right now, where sleet is being reported. A cold northerly wind right now. Freezing rain could make some really sticky roadways, maybe some walkways as well. So your morning commute as it gets underway could be difficult across the Midwest here. All right, take a look at it on the radar where you see a pink on the map. That's where we've got a little bit of sleet or some icing occurring for you. St. Charles down through St. Louis and right down the river toward Carbondale. It's 30 degrees right now, so plenty cold enough. We get some moisture in there. It'll end up being likely be freezing rain. But you can see where we have pink, we have purple on the map. We also have green on the map. That's just plain old rain in Louisville. Temperature at 44 degrees, and it is just way too warm right now to get any of the frozen stuff. But follow this blue line right here, okay? That's the 32-degree line, the freezing line. Everything north of that will likely be in the form of either a little bit of sleet or freezing rain. Everything south of that will just be plain old liquid rain, including Nashville along I-40 and then Louisville right along I-64 here. However, as we go later in the day and then overnight tonight, notice this, 2 o'clock in the morning, right around Cincinnati, we could be looking at some issues with that 32-degree line right on top of us, and then we'll roll everything across the Ohio River into the mountains here, then right into the D.C. area, into Baltimore, up toward Philly and New York. Notice the timeline here. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've got a lot of blue on the map indicating where we've got some snow that'll be falling for us. So a place like D.C., pretty decent day today. Rain doesn't come in until right around evening drive and then thereafter. But look at what happens when you wake up tomorrow morning and you go to work 9 o'clock in the morning looking for a wintry mix, icy conditions right around 32 degrees. Travels could be very hindered by this tomorrow morning in the Beltway, Maria.
And speaking of travel, Mike, it's going to be another one at the airport's busy travel day as the post-Thanksgiving blitz ensues already. Dozens of flights delayed, more from Sunday, and it was holiday travel woes all over the place. Reagan Medji's live at New York's LaGuardia Airport on what we can expect today. You know, we can stagger all the travel to the Thanksgiving holiday, but everybody's got to be back Sunday, Monday, Reagan.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of people hit the road or hit the skies yesterday. It was delays about 4,000 yesterday, and then the cancellations about 500 today. At LaGuardia, we're in the clear. Okay, so this is basically what it looks like. You have all these people moving and grooving. Doesn't look bad. Thank you, Larry. And now we're going to go into the terminal. We showed you what it looks like outside. People are kind of, you know, dropping off their loved ones, and they continue to go. But now what does it look like inside? I mean, this is what we got. It's kind of clear from a lot of crowds. And then you got the arrivals. You got the departures. Everything seems to be basically on time now boarding. And these look like they kind of got delayed a little bit. But I'm now joined by Claudia, who is exhausted. You came home for Thanksgiving break, right?
Yes.
Okay, where do you live?
I live in Connecticut, Ridgefield.
Oh, and then you flew in for Thanksgiving break when last week?
Monday night.
Monday, so you beat the Wednesday.
Yes, I did.
Were you glad about that?
Yes, very glad.
Because all that, I think there were tons of cancellations. I didn't keep track. I stopped at like 3,000.
I had a lot of friends at school who got their flights canceled.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, where are you flying to today?
I'm flying to Miami and then to Gainesville.
Miami. It's really hot in Miami. I should know. I work at the Weather Channel. All I know is about 50 degrees here in LaGuardia Airport. So you're going to Miami. What do you study?
Finance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you're, what's the temperature there now? Do you know?
Probably around 60. It'll be 80 today.
Oh, you poor thing. How are you going to deal with that? And did you even, wait, you had a coat. This is what you had to deal with the weather, right?
Yes.
I just was told 73 in Miami.
Oh, 73.
So what is your reaction to 73 degrees in Miami?
I'm excited to put on my shorts.
Oh, that's right. And then, okay, so then when do you come back for Christmas vacation?
2 weeks.
Oh, and then back in the cold weather.
Yeah.
But then you go back to Miami.
I'm in Gainesville. I'm flying to Miami and then to Gainesville.
Oh, you lucky duck. All right, well, I'll let you check in. I'm the reason you're going to be delayed today. But thank you, Claudia, so much. The only delay here is with Claudia because I won't stop talking to her. Oh, hello there, sir. So here you go. Arrivals, departures. We're on time here at LaGuardia Airport. It's about 50-some degrees here. And you know what? It looks like everybody's going clear to where they need to be. Back to you guys down in Atlanta.
All right, Reagan Medji for us in New York City. Always helps to have some good weather reporting for us. We appreciate it. Now that you've made it home from Thanksgiving, the focus shifts to the next big travel holiday, Christmas. Can you believe that? But are there any deals left? And what days should you completely avoid if you're planning to hit the roads or the airports? That's coming up at 40 past the hour. For now, though, we're going to be tracking the next big push of cold air moving in, and Carl Parker has more on that. And there's no delays. It's here. It's coming.
It is here. That's right. And, you know, we are ready to close the book on November and talk about just how cold and snowy it was. And there were a tremendous amount of records that were set in November. Take a look at some of them here. Daily records. There were over 4,000 daily record lows and nearly 5,000 record low highs and 1,300 records for snow over the course of a day. Then there were monthly records as well. 90 record lows for the month, and then record low highs, 168, and 41 records for snow for the month of November. So it certainly was a very cold, very snowy month. And here's the latest blast of cold coming down into the Metroplex, where it was in the 70s yesterday, and temperatures have since dropped into the 30s. That is just rude. 17 in Kansas City right now, 12 in Dodge City. The core of the cold is actually way up here in the northern plains, 11 below in Aberdeen, 16 below in Minot. Now, if you ever look at a person with an infrared camera, it looks like they're smoking. I don't mean like smoking a cigarette. I mean, it looks like they're actually on fire because the heat comes up from your body and slowly drifts up. That little layer of heat around you keeps you warm unless there's a lot of wind. And so when we add the wind, it blows that heat away, makes it feel a lot colder. It feels like minus 31 in Minot right now, minus 18 in Minneapolis, and this cold is going to spread down through the lakes in the Northeast next couple of days. But let's look farther ahead. So here's the cold today coming down through the lakes, but then later this week, we expect to see that cold lifting up and into Canada. It's going to get really mild for a lot of the country, and in fact, in the Central Plains, temperatures are actually going to be, Mike and Maria, well above average going into this weekend. How about that?
Wait, did I hear?
Yes, above average?
Well above average.
I can't wait to look at a person in infrared camera with that. They'll like melt. Carl, thank you.
Well, now to the West Coast, where much needed rain is actually causing big problems in California.
Indeed it is. Heavy rain causing mud, rocks, debris, all to spill onto the roads here in Malibu. Wildfires in the area last year burned the cliffs. They're cleaning their vegetation, so rocks, they've got nothing to hold on to. Debris in the roads, puncturing tires for a dozen drivers. A sign of what's to come. We'll talk more about that storm coming up here in just a few minutes.
And in just a few minutes, we're going to show you what people in Southern California are doing to prepare for all of that. But first, your local weather. Local on the 8th next.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under fair skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 70. Chance of rain 40%. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
past the hour, we want to get you the information that you need every morning on AMHQ. So tweet us or use Facebook using the hashtag MyWeather and tell us where you live and when you need to know the weather for your event.
We're going to create a personalized forecast just for you and invite you to come on the show.
Oh.
Tell us all about it. The hashtag, don't forget it, it is hashtag MyWeather. And as we head through the week, a lot of you in the West are keeping a very close eye on the forecast because plenty of rain is moving into California.
And it is already causing some issues. Part of the Pacific Coast Highway near Malibu shut down after an inch of rain triggers rocks to slide down onto the roadway. It's in an area burned during a wildfire last year, leaving little vegetation there to hold that hillside in place. And that much rain was more than enough to cause the rocks to slide, closing a 9-mile stretch of the highway. And it's really a 1-2 punch for areas still recovering from wildfires earlier this year, with only ashes covering the hillsides when the rain comes.
And there really is nothing to stop that mud from shooting down into yards and into homes. And here's Jane Yamamoto from KMBC.
It's all the runoff from the mountains. When it rains, there's no stopping it coming down from the top of the street.
The street where Glendora resident Sean Fessler lives is located right up against the base of the hillside that burned in the Colby fire. He just cleared his driveway today after a storm suddenly unleashed rain that sent mud into his garage and pool last week.
Went straight through the backyard.
Today, his neighborhood got help from LA County fire crews clearing storm drains and putting down more sandbags. Glendora residents picked up and loaded up lots of sandbags at the city yard.
If you haven't prepared, people need to prepare.
Prepared for another round of rain, Azusa resident Edward Highland is ready.
We've done the little preparation and the big ones.
From boarding up windows to sandbagging around his front door, he knows how bad things can get. His home on Ridgeview Drive is located right up against the mountain. It was red tagged back in March after flash floods swept through the area.
I'm very concerned.
Back in Glendora, Fessler is also concerned, but he says time is now on their side.
This time we had more time to prepare, so it shouldn't be as bad.
All right, so we're keeping our fingers crossed for everyone here in the West. Boy, we'd love to see the rain come in, but it may come at a price, unfortunately. All right, let's take a look at what's happening out there. This is how much rain through Thursday we're anticipating getting. When's the last time we had a big bullseye of 3 to 5 inches of rain in California? Seems like it's been forever, but healthy rain is coming for us, especially in that fertile Central Valley where we're growing everything that just basically feeds the entire country. All right, here's a look at the big deal, okay? That's a look at the storm right there. See that big spin in the atmosphere? That big comet cloud, that's the storm that's coming in. Right now, it is 1,000 miles away from Los Angeles, so it's going to take its time getting here. Today is still a calm day for you. The rain likely to move in late tonight, more likely into tomorrow, because we're going to follow that low, embed it within that trough, and then it's going to really force in some moisture. All this yellow and orange that you see on the map, that's all precipitable water, moisture in the atmosphere, and it's really targeting us here in California. So it does include Los Angeles, Oxnard, Santa Barbara, San Francisco, Oakland, Redding. All these locations are getting rain. Then up into the Sierra, we're looking for some snow. Here's a look at the forecast into Wednesday. Still more rain here. San Francisco especially, and boy, do we need it. It's been a very, very dry year. Plenty of snow up in Tahoe. We'd love to see that. Already it looks like some of the resorts getting more snow than they got up through February of last year. So here's a look through tomorrow. What we're anticipating, again, look at all that snow coming for you here. You skiers, you're going to love it. Plenty of rain for us here along the coast as well. Donner Pass down 80. That's going to be a wet one for you. Snow to rain as you go down in elevation. San Francisco, here's a look at our forecast. Today again, a dry day for us. Temperature should run mid to upper 60s. A little bit cooler for us Tuesday and Wednesday, but we'll love to see that rain. We'll take the trade-off, especially this year. By Thursday, we're back into some sunshine. Temperature right around 64 degrees, but I think all in all, a pretty good looking forecast considering just how dry it's been so far this year, Maria. In some places running deficits upwards of a foot. So any little bit we can squeeze out of this system is definitely needed.
And some of them are going to get more than just a little bit. That's great news. All right, Mike, thank you. The Hollywood Christmas Parade, a long-running Tinseltown tradition. Sunday's stormy weather, though, made it a little soggy. Heavier rain earlier in the day led up in time for the parade to step off. Sunset and Vine looked like a sea of umbrellas, and kids took cover California style.
The beach umbrella. It was the only thing we found big enough to cover everybody.
Are you guys a little wet tonight? Just a little bit, but it's perfect. It died down just in time for us to get going.
Beach umbrella, I love it. The silver lining for all of that rain, not as many people turned out for the parade, giving most folks a front row seat. That is a silver lining. Well, forecasters are calling for a weak El Nino this winter, and while most think it means more rain for California, that's not always the case. So we'll explain. And what comes after Black Friday and Cyber Monday? The answer in our 3 things to share. That's coming up right after your local on the 8s. For now, though, we leave you with a live look at St. Louis, a winter weather advisory in effect right now, and we're hearing reports of roads that are partially covered in ice. So make sure you take it easy on the roadways. Give yourself plenty of time. Here's a live look at St. Louis right now, sitting at 25 degrees. And we're also seeing on the radar a few flashes of lightning. Yes, maybe a little thunder ice falling here in portions of Missouri. You can see St. Louis in the pink right now, signaling that there may be some frozen precipitation happening right now. The iciness is that purple, and you can see that being reported in Carbondale at 30 degrees. Meanwhile, on the other side, the green, Indianapolis coming in with rainfall at 34, but you are close, so watch those overpasses and those off-ramps. Louisville coming in at 44, relatively warm rain compared to some of that iciness. Nashville sitting at 61.
Lips are your thinnest skin. They need special attention day and night. New Chapstick Dual-Ended Hydration Lock provides 24-hour care. SPF protects by day, natural oils replenish by night. Chapstick, put your lips first.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the world's longest-lasting AA battery in high-tech devices. Up to 6 times longer than the other leading brand.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Did you know home appliance and major system breakdowns cost homeowners an average of $1,700 per year in repairs and replacements?
American Residential Warranty can help cover those costs with home service plans starting at less than $1 a day.
Plan options include coverage for central air, heat, and ductwork,
interior electrical systems and plumbing,
major kitchen appliances,
water heaters,
washers and dryers,
garage door openers,
ceiling fans, and more.
Even pools and spas.
American Residential Warranty replaced my dishwasher with a brand new one, and I only paid a small service fee.
I woke up on a Saturday morning, there was no hot water in the shower. So I called American Residential Warranty. They sent a repairman to fix the problem the same day.
Call now. There's no obligation. But hurry, if you wait until you need a home service repair,
it'll be too late.
Call 1-877-537-4533. That's 1-877-537-4533, or log on to getahomeplan.com to find out which home warranty plan is right for you.
656. Or go to HumanaBigBook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
Sunday nights this winter, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Season 3 of Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9, premiering this Sunday on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Hallmark. Life is a special occasion.
It's only for a couple of nights, okay?
Yeah.
It's my parents' rules.
Baby?
Can I help you?
No. I just brought a card.
For me? She'll love it.
Thanks.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 70. Chance of rain 40%. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It is 19 minutes past the hour. Good morning, New Orleans. Yeah, it looks like everyone's still asleep out there. To look live, one car out there, 65, the current temperature. If you are out cruising for breakfast, perhaps that's what they're doing right there. Check out the Ruby Slipper Cafe. People love the Bananas Foster, I hear. It's French toast made out of French bread with rum flambéed bananas and raisins served with bacon. Anaritis, I know on your plate for breakfast, if you're in New Orleans, it's beignets, beignets, beignets.
Yes, definitely. I'd never heard of a Bananas Foster as a French toast, so that's new. I always thought of it as dessert. Thanks for the tip. Well, I've got 3 things you can share with your friends and coworkers today. We know many of you celebrated Thanksgiving. You shopped till you dropped on Black Friday, maybe spent a little more money on Small Business Saturday, or you're spending money today for Cyber Monday. Well, tomorrow, did you know that it's known as Giving Tuesday? Maybe a time for you to donate to your hometown soup kitchen or homeless shelter before the winter freeze sets in. All right, so 24 days until Christmas. Yes, I went there. 126 days to go till opening day, but Cubs fans are already preparing to sit one out if the new bleachers are not ready at Wrigley Field. That's just one of the delays in the off-season renovation underway, as you can see from the pictures that were shared by the Chicago Tribune. And the beach in Galveston, Texas is getting a facelift starting today. Crews will move 120,000 cubic yards of sand from the west end of the beach's seawall to create a new dune on the Gulf side. Hundreds of feet of beachfront have been destroyed over the years on the barrier island, and back in 2008, Hurricane Ike pounded Galveston and destroyed 80% of their homes there. Well, now let's shift our eyes to the west. The big weather story on the map is the rain moving into California, and NOAA forecasters lowering the probability of El Nino developing. So what does that mean for the drought, guys?
We're going to talk about it, but we love to see the rain in California, and it is coming for us, thank goodness. We need this so badly, Carl, but when you take a look what's happening right now in the Pacific, it's a pretty good sign.
It's encouraging, it really is. You know, the drought has been so bad out there, and I read a story about the North San Juan Fire Department, northeast of Sacramento in the Sierra Nevada, and they actually had their water stolen from them at the height of wildfire season.
You're kidding me.
They stole water from the fire department, and a lot of people were worried.
That's desperate.
Yeah,
that's desperation.
It really is. It's very bad. So this is encouraging that we've got a storm coming in here. The question then is, what will happen for the rest of the season? And we don't really know with certainty. What we do know is that we're likely going to see El Nino, which is Spanish for the Nino. And warmer ocean water is the feature of this. That's really all about an abnormal warming of the equatorial waters of the central and eastern Pacific. And what that does oftentimes is it strengthens the jet stream, and that generally means that we get more storms and stronger storms coming into California. It doesn't always mean that. There have been El Nino years where we didn't have much rain at all in California, and the opposite has been true. But it also really depends on how strong the El Nino is.
What ends up being truly the takeaway, do you think, this year? I mean, can folks in California say, okay, this is going to be what gets us out of this desperate situation?
I hope so. I hope so. But right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be a really strong El Nino. So when we generally look at the precipitation anomalies, so when you've got a strong El Nino, you tend to have above average to well above average rainfall across the entire state. So that would be the best case scenario for California.
Worst case scenario?
Well, if you have a moderate El Nino, then you tend to have near average precipitation, which would still be good because this, of course, is the rainy season in California. But if we have a weak El Nino, we actually see negative anomalies. We actually see below average and well below average precipitation in Northern California in particular. And right now, there is a 58% chance that El Nino will develop in the winter months, so we think it's probably going to happen. But the modeling right now is favoring a weak El Nino, so it may be that we do see it, but we don't see as much rain as we would like to see.
But Carl, we've been telling folks in California for the better part of a year, El Nino's coming,
Yes.
El Nino's coming,
Right.
and we keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Can we actually sink our teeth into it this time?
Well, I think that there are signs there. It looks like it's starting to happen already. So the sea surface temperatures are already starting to be anomalously warm. I think it's going to happen. The question is just how strong is it going to be?
All right, very good, Carl. Thank you very much. Maria.
Well, Buffalo honors the city's first responders who helped during the recent lake effect snowfall. The owner of the Buffalo Bills gave representatives from 9 agencies a game ball before kickoff. The crowd gave them a standing ovation, much deserved. And the players' gift to the responders? A victory over the Cleveland Browns, 26-10. Well, it is an icy start for tens of millions of us from Arkansas through the Midwest. We're triming out the freezing rain for your drive. And 45 years after Neil Armstrong first stepped on the moon, NASA gets ready to test launch its boldest, deepest mission into space yet with the Orion spacecraft.
Here's a question for you. When electricity is generated with natural gas instead of today's most used source, how much are CO2 emissions reduced? Up to 30%? 45%? 60%? The answer is up to 60% less. And that's a big reason why the U.S. is a world leader in reducing CO2 emissions. Take the energy quiz, round 2. Energy lives here.
Some things fall short on quality. And some things are all about quality. Like the Hyundai Elantra, one of 3 Hyundai models to receive a J.D. Power Award for initial quality. Right now during Hyundai holidays, take advantage of our best offers of the season.
Get the Hyundai Elantra for 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash.
This is a map of the pressure points on my feet.
I had flat feet. I learned where the stress was at the Dr. Scholl's Foot Mapping Center. Then I got my number, which matched the custom fit orthotic inserts with the right support.
Go to drscholl's.com for locations and save $10.
I'm a believer.
Moses, have you come to negotiate?
I don't think so. Remember this for eternity.
Exodus, rated PG-13.
Once upon a time, the world was filled with magic.
This holiday season,
Your job is to make sure that whatever remains does not fall into the wrong hands.
Welcome to the library.
Minotaurs, haunted houses, Santa Claus.
Santa is real?
the world needs heroes that fight by the book.
Never gonna get used to that.
I know, right?
The Librarians, 2-hour series premiere, Sunday at 8 on TNT.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Buy a combo kit and get up to $150 toward any cordless power tool, radio, or battery.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything from LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee. So while they keep guessing, you know that we'll take it back or replace it. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Surely a vacuum shouldn't just work on carpets. Well, the Dyson DC65 has better overall performance across all floors than any other vacuum. Works for me.
Save up to $150 on select Dyson machines.
Ride on the most treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. Highway Through Hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 70. Chance of rain 40%. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back into AMHQ, America's Morning Headquarters. If we haven't done it yet, happy first day of meteorological winter.
Happy first day of meteorological winter. Spread the word. It feels like it in a lot of spots. So we have some of that cold to get you in front of. Let's talk about the weather story shaping your day, the first day of meteorological winter, at December 1st, by the way. Okay, so we've laid all the data out on the floor, and you see not a ton happening in the Northeast. That's some good news. We're getting a break, but still the big story is what is coming to the West Coast. Another big system with another big push of moisture. We saw what that did over the weekend, led to mudslides because we still have that heavy rain falling on burn areas. But we're talking several more additional inches of rainfall, not to mention some of those areas that are picking up a little bit of the frozen stuff. And speaking of that Arctic air freezing the midsection of the country all the way from the Canadian border clear on down to Texas, we're talking temperatures 5 to 15 degrees below average, and some of us have dropped to 10 to 15 degrees in just a matter of hours. That high pressure also leading to that cold, shallow air layer here, and you add a little bit of moisture, and unfortunately we are also tracking some icy conditions where you see the pink and the purple. That's that mix to ice, and unfortunately, Mike, we're already seeing it be a problem on roadways in parts of Missouri.
Oh, no question about it, Maria. Got a little something I want to show you this morning for this messy Midwest morning commute. Check it out. This is what you're dealing with in Missouri right now. John Olin Moore, ice. I hate ice. Especially when your car is coated in it like this, and you're just you're trying to get the door open. You got the lock de-icer, you've got the ice scraper out. It's a tough morning to be in St. Louis. All that pink that you see on the map here, that is all sleet or freezing rain that's falling for you, unfortunately, and it's just coating everything and making those roadways very slick as well. So in St. Louis, we have the sleet. In Carbondale, we've got icy conditions. Temperature right at 30 degrees. But Louisville up toward Indy, our temperatures here just a shade above freezing, so it's just plain old rain for us at this point. Now through tomorrow, initially high pressure's in control, but warm, moist air is eventually going to ride over that, roll its way into the Ohio Valley and the Northeast, and some of this icy weather, some of this frozen precip could eventually get over into the Northeast, but it's a Mid-South into the Midwest issue for us today. Please be careful, especially this morning in and around St. Louis. Overnight tonight, it works into the mountains and then eventually into the Beltway, and then tomorrow it's going to be a real issue for us, we think, in Philly. Today, though, just 62 degrees with rain. Tonight gets a lot colder, and then tomorrow, check it out. We've got that rain and snow mix coming in tomorrow morning. Commute in Philly could be definitely dicey, Maria.
All right, Mike, thank you. Coming up on 32 minutes past the hour, anticipation is building at Florida's Kennedy Space Center. The first test flight of the Orion spacecraft is set for Thursday, a ship that could one day carry astronauts to the moon and beyond. NBC's Tom Costello reports.
Sitting on the launch pad in Florida, the spacecraft that represents NASA's next frontier. On Thursday, a critical unmanned test of the Orion crew vehicle. Riding atop a Delta IV rocket, Orion will roar through the atmosphere and travel 3,600 miles into space. Then orbit the Earth twice before beginning the journey back to Earth. 4,000-degree temperatures on re-entry and a long drop into the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Mexico.
We intend to test ourselves on this mission, and we intend to test our spacecraft before we put humans on board.
The goal for Orion to one day carry 4 astronauts well beyond the space station to the moon and perhaps Mars. This NASA test flight comes just a month after the tragic death of a Virgin Galactic pilot in California and the explosion of an unmanned commercial rocket on a resupply mission to the space station.
Got main engines at 100.
That company, Orbital Sciences, is now changing its engine design.
Space is critical to the future of this country and to the world. And so we're going to continue to build these and figure out how to do it better and safer.
And liftoff, the final liftoff of Atlantis.
It's been 3 years since America's final space shuttle flight. Since then, the U.S. has paid Russia $71 million per ride to carry American astronauts astronauts to the space station. Given the current relationship with Russia, many Americans say putting cargo and astronauts on an American rocket can't come soon enough. Former NASA chief Michael Griffin.
I would not willingly see my country dependent upon any other country for a strategic capability like human spaceflight.
But veteran astronaut Steve Robinson insists geopolitics rarely extend to space.
Because the fact of the matter is, for a program such as the International Space Station, neither country can do it alone. We need each other.
NASA has given commercial space companies the job of eventually sending astronauts and supplies to the station. With Orion, NASA hopes to go very deep and very long. Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
AMHQ plans live coverage of the Orion launch. I'll be there when Orion lifts off on Thursday morning at 7:05 Eastern along Florida's Space Coast. Now, if you thought the days before Thanksgiving were rough, wait until you try traveling home. We have your get back to work and school forecast and what it means for your travel coming up.
If you have Medicare Part D, you could be at the corner of, I'm throwing away money, and I had no idea. Well, Walgreens has your back. Our expert pharmacists make it easy for you to save on your prescriptions, so you can keep your money where it belongs. Swing by Walgreens, where you could save even more with Medicare prescription copays as low as $0. At the corner of happy and healthy.
Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Dave's been working on his game.
Morning, double bogey.
Hey, three-putt. And starting each day with a delicious bowl of heart-healthy Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
How's your cereal?
Sweet. Tastes like winning.
How would you know what winning tastes like?
Dave knows it's also a delicious source of fiber and one more step towards a healthy tomorrow.
You eat slower than you play.
You're in a hurry to lose, huh?
Oh, okay.
Invest in your heart health with Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
No crying today. Ring, ring. Progresso.
I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
Morning, everybody. We're about to make more deliveries to more places than anybody on Earth. We have the speed, we have the technology, and we have the team. We made over 15 billion successful deliveries last year. 15 billion. Football has a season. Baseball has a season. This is our season.
For most people, earning cash back ends here at the purchase. But there's a new card in town. Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back when you buy and again as you pay. That's cash back twice. It's cash back with a side of cash back. The Citi Double Cash Card. The only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided. Toenail fungus? Don't hide it, fight it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia, efinaconazole 10% topical solution, is a prescription medicine proven to treat fungal infections of the toenails. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Fight it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 70. Chance of rain 40%. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you thought the days before Thanksgiving holiday were crowded, wait until you see the airports and the highways afterward. The busiest travel days of the year are the ones, believe it or not, after Thanksgiving. The lines at Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson, long and slow. Things not much better at Chicago Midway. Thousands of passengers descending the airport there. The TSA struggling to keep up. Report the lines through security were over a mile long. Come on. Really? 5,000-foot line? I'd walk to my destination. Let's get you there via the airports and show you what's going on today. Everything actually looking really good. There are very minimal weather issues today. And so a lot of green on the map here today, and that means go. So take a look at it regionally. We'll take you into the Northeast for some of the airports here. LaGuardia, JFK, Newark, all looking good out of New York. Philadelphia, we're good. DC, our airports are pretty stellar right now. In Boston, we're looking good as well. A little bit of rain potentially could threaten you around Pittsburgh today, but I think otherwise, we're in really good shape. And there are looking at your travel delays. I love to see the zeros on the board there. 0-minute delays across much of the Northeast. And how about those boards here out of the Midwest? Great here as well from Cleveland all the way to St. Louis. And we even had some icy issues this morning in St. Louis. They'll be de-icing planes. But all in all, a pretty decent Monday morning to fly, Maria.
You know, it's been pretty quiet right now, right? Today may be the best day to travel home after Thanksgiving. Well, a day after the busiest travel day of the year, for sure. If you haven't already booked for Christmas, though, better do it now. Yes, you heard me right. USA Today's travel editor, Ben Mutzbaugh, joins us live from New York City to explain how we can snag the holiday deals. Ben, first, let's get over the fact that we're already thinking Christmas travel. But you say now is the time to book, that maybe even better than yesterday.
Well, yeah, if you haven't booked yet for Christmas, you really run the chance of paying an exorbitant fare to travel, especially if you only can go on the peak days. So for the holidays, it's really best to book maybe 2 months in advance. That's a little different than other times of the year. With these peak demand days that we see for both Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even New Year's, the cheapest seats sell out fast, and then you're kind of stuck with whatever's left, and that includes paying for whatever's left. So if you haven't booked for Christmas, I'd start looking right now.
All right. So where can you save at this point? If if time is of the essence and you might be a little late to the party already.
That's right. Fortunately, unlike Thanksgiving, with Christmas falling on a Thursday this year, we don't necessarily see that big rush on a single day before Christmas. People seem to be a little more flexible, and that getaway travel seems to be diffused throughout that week before Christmas. But the one thing to avoid is if you can avoid a flight on Sunday, December 27th, that is a peak return day. Demand is high around that period in general, but the 27th this year is really the day to avoid. Keep in mind, though, if you're booking airfares, if you get closer to New Year's Eve, you're going to start moving into another high peak demand period if you get close to, say, the 29th or the 30th and everybody's trying to get to their New Year's destination on time. If you're going a short distance, consider Amtrak or buses. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit slower, but the buses especially, if saving money is your number one concern and you don't have to be there quite as soon and it's a short trip, the bus could be a good way to get to where you need to be.
I know we were talking about that as an option for Thanksgiving travel. Is that a tip? Is that a way that maybe you can kind of bypass the expensive airfares and get some of those deals?
Well, it is, but it's very dependent on where you're going. If you're going from Chicago to Detroit or from Washington to New York, some of these shorter routes, it might be a good option. But if you're going even from Phoenix to Los Angeles, you're looking at 8 hours versus maybe 90 minutes for a nonstop flight. You'll save a lot. So you really, it depends on how flexible your timing is. And that goes back to air travel as well. If you can be flexible and you have the vacation time and the ability to travel, you can check various different days. Check the 21st versus the 22nd versus the 23rd to go. Check the 26th through the 28th to come back. If you can do those things, if you have that kind of flexibility and you haven't booked yet, you might be able to find a fare that's not awful. I found some fares left for Christmas that weren't awful, but you're up against the wall, I think, for that.
I like that. It's all relative, awful and not awful. Okay, real quick too, I'm ready to click on a fare today. If it seems reasonable, I go ahead and click it and don't wait for tomorrow. Is that the moral of the story?
Yeah, I think so. Remember, at this time of year, you're probably holding out for a cheaper fare. May save you $5 or $10, maybe even $20 or $30 at this time of year. If you miss that fare, though, you could see it jump by 100, 150, 200 if you miss that last cheap seat. So it's kind of like playing the odds.
All right. Ben, as always, thank you so much for the info. Live in D.C., by the way. Thank you so much. That's USA Today travel expert. Mike, I know if we're traveling out on the roadways, we have some difficulties for sure.
Do we ever, Maria? We've got some freezing rain and some sleet hitting us here in the middle of the country. We're going to bring you a live look at St. Louis, Missouri, where the slick road's making for a very dangerous commute. In fact, we have a winter weather advisory and a freezing rain advisory. Already pictures this morning of cars coated in ice. So you need the ice scraper this morning, the lock de-icer, and please be slow on those roadways. More volume today and more weather issues. We'll be right back.
And so you can see, like right here, I can just, check my policy here, add a car, speak to customer service, check on a claim, all with the tap of my Geico app.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I would disagree with you, but that would make me a liar.
No, dude, you're on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I pretty much walked into that one.
Geico, anywhere, anytime. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
How could a luminous protein in jellyfish impact life expectancy in the U.S., real estate in Hong Kong, and the optics industry in Germany? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 70% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
When I crave a smoke, that's all I crave. That's where this comes in.
Only Nicorette gum has patented dual-coated technology for great taste. Plus, Nicorette gum gives you intense craving relief.
And that helps put my craving in its place. That's why I only choose Nicorette.
I like to mix things up a bit with Grand's Mini Pot Pies.